This is gonna be a quick one, straight to the point. The reason you clicked the battery life of Monster Hunter Stories 2 on Nintendo Switch. I've tested Monster Hunter Generations and Monster Hunter Rise on this channel. Those two games did not impress when it comes to battery life. In fact, Monster Hunter Rise is gonna give you one of the lowest play times on a single charge. So this new Stories 2 game set in the same Monster Hunter world, also made by Capcom, also available on PC, how well is it optimized for the Switch hardware? Before I begin, I'll say it's pretty bad, but how bad? Let's find out. We're gonna test on the Switch LITE and the Switch version 2 consoles at medium settings, so brightness at a medium, sound at medium, and I am connected to Nintendo Online at all times. With the battery at 100%, let's get this test started. After 1 hour, there's 74% on the Switch LITE, while the version 2 Switch has 79% battery. We're at 2 hours now, and LITE's all the way down to 44%, while the version 2 console has 53%. After 3 hours, there's 15% on the Switch LITE and 27% on the version 2 Switch. Switch LITE got the 1% warning at 3 hours and 28 minutes. And Monster Hunter Rise Stories 2 on the Nintendo Switch LITE powered off at 3 hours and 34 minutes. The version 2 Switch did claw its way to the 4-hour mark. That's around the time when we got the 1% warning. And only about 9 minutes later, Stories 2 on the version 2 Nintendo Switch powered off at 4 hours and 9 minutes. Here's how Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin compares to the other two Monster Hunter games on the Switch. Up on the screen right now is the Switch LITE. There's a small gap of only 6 minutes between Stories 2 and Rise. On the version 2 console though, that gap between the two games is much larger. Monster Hunter Rise lasts almost half an hour longer than Stories 2. Here's how Stories 2 compares to other games on the Nintendo Switch. Everything is at medium settings. It's of course one of the worst titles when it comes to battery life. When you look at the gameplay and the graphics of this game, there isn't really anything groundbreaking here. So I wonder why it's so horrible when it comes to the battery life. If you have the old version 1 Nintendo Switch, that'll probably struggle to make it to the 2-hour mark. Breath of the Wild is way more open world. Even the environments in Rise are bigger than Stories 2, and those games do perform better. Stories 2 is similar to Pokemon games because of its battle system and the fact that you're catching and fighting monsters. So I have all those Pokemon games shown up on the screen as well. It's fair to say that if you're gonna be on a long road trip, Monster Hunter Stories 2 is not the game you wanna play. So that's it for today's short and data-packed video. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.